Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. I don't think I've done a reading for you before, so I'd just like to say real quick, I see, hear, feel, sense, know. They talk to me, but they also show me pictures, and I call it spiritual charades. So I try to describe the picture the best way I can to let you, oh, okay, she's already jumping around. Oh, my nose is itching like crazy, so I don't know, is that just what happened to you or your nose is itching and she's tickling. She's tickling right in here. Right in here. And I know we get our nose itches all the time, but I'm babbling. Anything that happens to me during a reading is meant for you. So know that you're going to get this tickle right up inside your nose. And it's going to be one that you like. Look how many times I've rubbed it and I can't make it stop. So know that that's her messing with you. So when she does that, make sure you validate her, acknowledge her, tell her you love her, and ask her to bring you more signs like that if you want to. She's also tickling your hair. So you should feel that. And sometimes it'll feel like a bug crawling. Sometimes you'll actually feel your hair move. And it's kind of, this is the right side of my head. And sometimes it'll feel like pins sticking you. Now she's tickling the back of my neck, the lower more on my shoulder. So she's using her energy and she's tickling you. So anyway, let me finish my speech. She's already in here. They don't always tell us what we want to know. They tell us what we need to know. So if something doesn't make sense to you now, keep it in mind. You'll either remember it later, see it later, or somebody else will validate it for you later. And this is not an exact science, so we've got to stretch it outside the box a little bit. We communicate the best way we can. There's always a reason for what they say, and it's their ball game. I let them do whatever they want. As far as actually reading Uncle Jim, because he's alive, it's unethical for me to look into his energy without his permission. If he was on the other side, they come through and they tell whatever they want us to know or need to know. But I can't I can't ethically step into his energy without his permission, but we'll see. I think she's going to say something about it. So we're going to talk to Jamie Sue. She's dancing around, dancing around, dancing around. She's talking about Cheerios, Pop-Tarts, popcorn, M&Ms, and throwing some of that stuff at you. So, so evidently, when you guys would be with each other, you guys must have thrown some of this stuff at each other when you were younger. And know that and she's mentioning the M&Ms. You're going to find, now she's making me itch. They make my head itch like I have head lice when they get real close like that. So M&Ms, you're going to find M&Ms in strange places. You could, now she's tickling the top of my ear. You could be, she's tickling my ear again. She's just tickling. And that could feel really hot sometimes when they do that. So you could be walking through Walmart and you might have a broken bag of M&Ms in front of you, or you might see somebody eating M&Ms on TV or throwing them, or she's still tickling. Anyway, M&M's going to be a big sign from her, so make sure you validate her, acknowledge her, tell her you love her, and ask her to bring you more signs if you want them. She says she is with Nikki. She is with Nikki. They're both bouncing around like crazy together, just bouncing around. It's like a hot poker poking me on the head now. She's gonna mess with you, but it's stuff that You wouldn't think anything about if you didn't know. She's, she says you will have, say it again, when the time is right, things will fall into place, and you will have the one that you've been waiting for. She's really strong. It's not the right time yet. You're not in the right place yet. And I don't mean that as a physical place. I mean more of energetic, emotion, not emotional either. That makes it sound bad. There's a bridge you have to cross, and then it will happen. So she says, be patient. Be patient. She's okay. Okay, she can come forward with information about Uncle Jim. She said he's going down the path that he planned before he got here. All the steps are moving the way they're supposed to. And then she goes, shh, we can't tell the rest. She's tickling me on my left ear. It feels like a bug crawling on me. So there are some things they won't tell. Some things they're not allowed to tell. She just keeps showing me this little bridge. It's a little bridge. It's not like a great big long bridge. It's a little bridge. So she's back on you, that you have to get over this hump, this little hump. So no, you will have that little one when it's time. You have a puppy. Did you get a puppy? She's showing a little fuzzy puppy. She's mentioning horror movies, as in far-fetched horror movies, she says. Like great big spiders or great big bugs or one of those movies where the animals, are ginormous. Did you guys watch a movie like that together when you were younger that scared the pee out of you? Really far-fetched movie, but it still scared you. She's trying to validate it's her, who she, that she, I agree for on to talk. She's trying to validate that it's her. All right, now she's saying supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, which is what, Mary Poppins, I think. So she's mentioning that for some reason. There's always a reason for whatever they say. Pinky swears. Time to get moving. Time to get up, move. Time to get up, move, move, move. Get off your butt, take your next step. You need to cross that bridge. She's not saying exactly what it is you need to do, though. So they don't always tell me all the details because the details are none of my business. They should. They always give me just enough so you should be able to understand what she's talking about. And it's like she dances around you. She dances around you. So I don't know if you feel that energy of like something bright and spunky and sparkly kind of jumping around you sometimes. She went back to talking about horror movies. And she says, right now, life is a horror movie. She said, good grief, I'm glad I'm not there. Everything will be all right. It's playing out like it's supposed to. She's, do you sometimes lose one of your shoes? She's showing like a pair of your shoes and one of them goes crooked. So either one of your shoes gets moved, and how you would know that maybe somebody didn't accidentally bump it, I don't know. But maybe one of your shoes you have trouble finding every so often when you go to put your shoes on. She's laughing hysterically. So, so that hasn't happened recently. It's going to happen. So when that when that happens, acknowledge her, validate her, and tell her, knock it off. I need my shoes. She's hysterical over it. She says, I think of you often too. And I promise you 1,000%, they can hear you, they can see you. Talk to her. If you want to talk to her, talk to her. She's showing that she's hanging very close to Uncle Jim, and I think he knows she's there. And she also has a great-grandfather with her. I believe it's her great-grandfather, so I don't know whose father it is for sure. But as she's showing herself hanging in there right next to Uncle Jim, she's showing this great-grandfather, and he's a very proud man. He feels like a business type man. Somebody very smart, somebody very strong. He doesn't feel like not in an ego way, but he's there too, waiting. And they do. They wait for us. They're there to guide us when we leave. She's just kind of lighthearted. She's happy-go-lucky. She's showing herself swinging on a rope swing from a tree. So this is another childhood memory, and she's pretty much her energy. I don't know what age she was when she left, but she's pretty much showing things that happened when you guys were younger. So I think she's just strongly trying to validate that she's really here. She says, know that if you want some fun energy, some lighthearted energy, something to pep you up and pick you up, call on her. Like I said, I promise you, she can hear you. And it seriously works that way. Call on her. Evidently, she was good at having lighthearted fun. Here today, gone tomorrow. I'm fine. Things are good. It was fine that I left the way it's supposed to be. And she's making it feel like you're fighting you're fighting your next step. You're fighting going over whatever this little bridge is, whatever your next step is, and you need to get over that to get the rest of it that you want. That you're kind of, I don't know if you feel like you're up against a brick wall. I feel like I'm running into a wall. But you're fighting it. She says you need to go with the flow. Go with the flow. You have to move. You have to progress forward. Like I feel like I'm stuck in mud. I'm being held back. There's a wall there. Take that next step forward. She's got her hand out. She says, "I'll be there to help you." And she's dancing around as she's doing it. So she will lift you up. Whenever you need a pick-me-up, call on her. And then watch what happens. She says, "I love you. We had a lot of fun. We got in a lot of trouble." She feels very ornery. Don't be so serious. It's time to party. The party's just begun. Let's go. So she's got her hand out. She's willing to help you. Seriously, call on her. Okay, my dear, she's leaving. She's skipping as she's leaving and twirling around. Okay, much love to you, Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. Thank you. See you later.